Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Faith Storms. I'm a licensed social worker, therapist, and an avid supporter of tapping, of EFT tapping. And I wanted to do a video today based on some recent tapping videos I've been watching to kind of simplify the process. I'm all about simplifying and also tweaking it. So today I'm going to work on, as the example, on a food craving. So the tapping series I was listening to, listening to, had to do with food and body and movement and food cravings, food choices, etc. So one of the things in the series that she did was tapping on a food craving. So if there's a food that you crave, that maybe you binge on, that you overdo, that you overeat, especially if it's something that does not make your body feel good, then this could be something you could use to help reduce the physical urgency, the physical craving for that food. I recently did it with my personal favorites, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups and a Hershey's chocolate bar, and my physical desire for that food was very much reduced, really basically eliminated. Now, I had feelings come up about that, but that's another thing. So I just wanted to lead you through tapping on a food craving. So if you have that trigger food, if you have that craving food, have it available. The way we do this is you have the food there with you, and the first thing you do is you look at it, you look at the packaging, you unpackage it, you unwrap it, you smell it. Now I don't have chocolate here today, so I can't do that, but I did this recently. You smell it, then you have a little taste of it, a little bite of it. What's it like in your mouth? What's it taste like? What's it feel like? And you note all these things. You write them down. Like if it's creamy, if it's sweet, if it's, melty, if it's crunchy, if it's salty, whatever it is. You notice those aspects because we're going to be tapping on all those aspects. And then you rate how intense is your desire for this food, with it right there in front of you. And then we do the tapping. So you have your food, you go through that, and then here's the tapping. So, and I'm going to do it nice and simple, just like she did. So even though I have this physical craving for this food, I accept this is how I feel now. She doesn't always do the I accept myself, and I really like that. I'm liking the idea of just we're accepting the feeling now. So even though I have this craving for this food, I have this craving for this chocolate, I have this craving for this beverage, for this coffee, for this alcohol, you can do it with alcohol as well. Even though I have this food craving, and it's physical, and it might be emotional, I accept that these are the feelings that I have right now. Even though I have this food craving, I'm really wanting to eat the rest of this thing that's in front of me. I accept these are my feelings right now. So cravings for the food, urging for the food, I want to eat it. I want the rest of this food. I like the taste, I like the feel of it, I like the sensation of it. I really want this food. I really want to eat this food right now. Under your armpits, I really want to eat this food right now. And then the top of your head. Now she doesn't do, put all your fingers together. So you can put your fingers together, or you can also just tap. The desire for this food, the urging for this food. I really want this food. I really want this craving food. I really want this food that I'm craving. And maybe, as did come up for me, I deserve it. I want this treat food. I feel like I need a reward. Life is hard. The day's been hard. I need this reward. I want this reward. I want this food. Take a breath. Check back in with yourself. Where is your food craving? Most of the time, most people notice it is less. If you still have the craving, now you test it. So take your chocolate, take your drink, take your item in front, take your chips, whatever it is. Smell it, taste it. What do you get now? Interestingly, some people notice a change in how they experience the taste of the food. It might be like, oh, that's too sweet. Like I noticed that when I was doing the tapping on my sweets, on the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, on the chocolate bar, when I took another bite, I really noticed like how super sweet it was. I still kind of enjoyed it. Like it wasn't terrible to me. It didn't become noxious, but I did notice that I noticed different things about it. So you might notice maybe your chips taste too salty right now, or maybe the sweet thing is like too sweet. But whatever you notice is fine. So, you know, take another taste of your food. What do you notice? What do you get? How much do you want it? Now, maybe the urge has gone up. That could happen. If it did, just go back to the tapping. I really want this food. Like, I want to eat it. I want more of it. I want more of it. You know, I like the sweet. I like the salty. Whatever it is you're enjoying, just keep tapping on it. Keep tapping. If you notice it's gone down, but is still there, then that's fine. Then again, you know, I still sort of want this, or, you know, I want this a little bit. Or maybe I sort of want it, but sort of don't. Like, I could walk away. I could take it or leave it. Which is a new feeling for me. Like, I know for myself, when I was working on my trigger foods, I was like, I could just not eat this. And that's kind of weird. Like, I've always had to eat the whole thing before, but no, I don't need to eat the other Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Like, I can just leave it. And actually I did. I took it home and gave it to my boyfriend. Because I really didn't want it, and I gave him the rest of the chocolate bar. I only had a little piece of that. I didn't want it. I didn't want it. So you can say, even though I don't want this anymore, and if that brings up feelings, which it did for me, so you might need to tap on, gosh, even though I don't want this chocolate anymore, and that's weird. Like, I feel weird about that, or I'm kind of sad. I got sad. I felt sadness over not wanting my sweets anymore. And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but it's fine. And I tapped on the sadness, feeling sad. Because for so many years and decades, like, those sweets have been there as a friend to me, as a support to me, as a special treat, as, yeah, as a coping skill of sorts. Not a great one, but there. So as you shift a trigger food, a craving food, feelings may come up, grief may come up. If your food is related to a traumatic event from the past, you need to deal with that trauma, because sometimes that happens. Food gets connected to trauma. But in other cases, like my sugar cravings were not connected to trauma. It just became a not great coping skill over time. But I still had sadness. So there was still some sadness and grief. So tap on that. Even though I have this sadness about maybe not eating peanut butter cups anymore, I accept this is how I feel. Even though I feel sad about maybe not eating this anymore. And that's weird to me. I accept that these are the feelings I have right now. Even though I feel sadness about giving up, walking away from this food, I accept this is how I feel. And then I just tapped on feeling sad at the thought of never eating them again. Feeling sad about not eating Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Feeling sad, feeling sad, feeling sad. Feeling sad, feeling sad. So that's how you handle food craving. I wanted to share that with you, along with the wording of just saying that I accept this is how I feel right now. So you don't have to do the I accept myself, and especially if you struggle with self-acceptance, that can be a challenge. So just say I accept this is how I feel right now. All right, I hope that was helpful. I will see you next time.